Good evening and welcome to the Gothic Bohemian Salon. This is Julifer. Today I'm going to talk about what goth means to me. What does goth mean to me? It's a sensibility, a feeling. It's something that you can hardly put a grasp on. It's very difficult to describe in words. The peace and calm that I feel, the excitement, the mystery, the anticipation, these are all things that I felt when the Gothic scene was first forming. It was thrilling to encounter bits and pieces of your soul in a way when you stumbled across them. It wasn't an easy thing to find or to define. If you were lucky enough to know anyone else who shared your sensibilities, you might get together and have a picnic in the cemetery. And there was something about that. I know it's a big cliche now, having a picnic in a cemetery, but there was something about being in that environment. It's a quiet and peaceful, and yeah, there's an air of sadness and loss as well, but there's something oddly comforting in the sort of park-like atmosphere that most cemeteries have. The Victorians turned cemeteries into parks, in a sense, where people could stroll and sit down, and where it wasn't an intimidating or frightening experience. And that was different than it had been before. So the cemetery was a more inviting place. But anyway, I don't want to get into a lecture about cemeteries or anything like that. But there's an excitement when you see another person who shares your aesthetic. There's a recognition. Oh, that's one of my tribe. I hate using that term, tribe, but it seems appropriate for this particular thought. What goth is to me is a feeling, a sensibility. It is a fascination with and a romantic notion of all things macabre, a fascination with darker themes, vampires, werewolves, other creatures of the night, with the night itself and all the night terrors that we used to have before electric lights made night as bright as day. I used to go walking in the middle of the night for miles and miles and just leave myself open to whatever presences might be there. And I had a lot of ghostly visitors into my sphere at that time, because I was open to that. There's something about the Gothic sensibility that it is so difficult to put your finger on or to describe. we could debate about it for ages and eons, what goth is, or what it means to each of us. I think it's more than just a set of interests. There has to be more to it than that. Just being interested in, vampires and cemeteries and Victorian things and, getting dressed up in some music. I don't think that's quite enough. There needs to be a deeper understanding, a deeper sensibility, Nephilim put it really well when he talks about goth as an ambience, and I do agree with that to a certain extent. It's an atmosphere created by the individuals who are getting together for that purpose, or by an individual in their own living space, or their own nightclub or dance club. There's something really potent about creating that ambience and sort of opening the door to an otherworldliness. I talked about the mystery of goth and how I wanted to know where it had gone and how goth might just be a bit too popular. And what I was thinking about was, if goth is a feeling or a sensibility or an ambience, that is something that is just so personal and intimate and delicate that, big people stomping around in their boots all over it doesn't really work, doesn't really fly. And that's kind of how I feel some of it has gone the way of big people stomping in with their boots. I'm not talking about rivet heads or anything either, just as a metaphor. So what is goth to you? What do you think it is? Is it a feeling, an ambience, an atmosphere, a personal mystery? Is it a set of interests that puts you in that category? What is it? What is it? Put your comments below and let's have a little discussion. Thank you so much for joining me in the Gothic Bohemian Salon. Good night, and remember, embrace the darkness.